of Kuril Founder B School. I welcome you all. Today we are. This is the first live show we are doing from Kuril Founder B School. Today we are our faculties are going to talk about what are the benefits of learning online programs from at KFBS. So I welcome my all faculties, and they will be speaking about the benefits and the experience and knowledge they bring, and would like to share in this small session, this small event. Okay, thank you. So I can invite Professor Rajan Sundaram to speak something about what experience and subjects you would like to teach and bring, and what you bring on the table.
Yeah, thank you, Yatish. I've been a banker, career banker myself for more than nearly 33 years of working in a public sector bank. So what I would, and also I've been into training, teaching, etc. I'm an MBA in finance as well as some HR. So what I would would be bringing to the table, and the subjects I would be teaching are I have taught statistics for management for MBA students. So statistics is one subject. Numbers, this is considered a very difficult subject. Many of the students found this very difficult. And this is a family manage. This MBA is about family management. So family business management, you are already having a business, but it doesn't guarantee that you know all the intricacies of business, particularly finance. We don't know, most of the entrepreneurs don't know how to manage the money. They think that whatever money that is coming into the business is their own money. They mistake cash flows for profits. So one thing I would like to what I would like to bring it to the table would be how to manage your money, how to manage business, how to the finance part, how to manage your cash flows, how to how to get a bank loan. Particularly as an entrepreneur, it would be very difficult. You know about the intricacies of business, but you don't know much about your the finance part. That is the most difficult part. And I have seen most of the businesses, good businesses, fail because of the mismanagement of money. Or most of the entrepreneurial or small businesses are dependent on the single person who is the founder. So that founder may be a technically sound person, but he may not be knowing much about the handling of money. This I would be able to teach them better how to handle money, how to manage money, how to go about presenting a good project to the bank so that they would be able to get a loan. So all these would be necessary. These will be very important for the entrepreneurs. They know how to run the business, but they don't know how to get a loan from a bank, how to get the what are the financial papers required, what is when a bank is financing a venture, what they look for. So this inside angle, this inside insight, I would be able to bring it to the table. So I've taught subjects on statistics for business, or statistics for management. I've taught some HR subjects also. And as a financial management guy myself, so I know financial management is one of the important aspects of any business. So this I would be bringing to the table. I think with my rich experience of more than 4 decades, I would be able to mentor these entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs who are into business. I would be able to handhold them, mentor them. I would be able to give them guidance how to go about procuring loans, how to manage their money. So this will be a very important aspect of any business. So I think I will be able to do that for them.
Okay, I just wanted to say to audience saying that our Kuril Founder B School is the B School for entrepreneurs and family businesses, and our curriculum designed by well-known faculties, then experts from the industry, as well as feedback taken from entrepreneurs. And as per that, we have designed a curriculum, and that's all I can say that. So now Professor Raju, you can speak up something on this.
Yeah, one thing is generally online. This is an online course, is it right?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is
yeah.
going to be 100% online. I've done a certification in online teaching myself from Manipal Global University, Philippines. One thing is people generally tend to belittle any online teaching, saying that it is equivalent to distance education. This is one misconception students generally have. They think that it is similar to the distance education, but online teaching is very much rigorous. It depends more on the students rather than the faculty. It depends more on the students, how they interact, how they are going to derive benefits out of the curriculum, out of the whatever subjects taught. It is dependent more on the student than on the faculty. And also because it is online, people think that they can do some copying and copy pasting and they can get away with it. It is not like that. As a faculty who has been going to evaluate the students on a continuous basis, that we know that when a person is plagiarizing or he is copying from some material, we know right from the way that is presented, the your uh, the way you are presenting your English itself changes if you cut and copy from some other source. So we will be able to, as a faculty, we will be able to find out whether you are going, it is whatever you are going giving is your own or it is copied from some other source. It can be very easily found out. There are a lot of software is also available. With that, we will be able to find out whether the student it is doing it is on his own. So even if it is an open book exam we are going to conduct, even then the faculty will be able to evaluate the whether the person has done his own work or he is just copying from some other source. We will be able to find out. So it is more rigorous. What I want to emphasize here is online education is nothing like your distance education. It requires a lot of effort from the student as well as from the faculty. And how you are going to derive the benefit, it is all these sessions are going to be recorded, so the students have the benefit of going back again, clarifying their points, and they can come back and ask the faculty, sir, this is some doubt I have, will you be able to clarify this? So at their own pace they can study. But it doesn't mean that it is a laid back course. They don't need to do any hard work, so they can just get a degree or diploma. It is a misconception. So if any of the students have these misconceptions, please get cleared of these doubts. It is an online education, involves a lot of effort and commitment on the part of the faculty as well as yeah, the students. As faculty, we also know that online teaching involves a lot of efforts. Online teaching of 1 hour will be equal to 3-4 hours of offline teaching. So we have to constantly talk, we have to constantly interact. So the pressure is more on the both on the faculty and the student. So
Sir,
so
now
for yeah.
now can Professor Raju can speak on this now. Professor Raju.
Hello, Professor Yatish, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we can hear.
Great.
yeah.
Thank you very much, and a very good evening to all the esteemed faculty members and to all the audience who are live here. I strongly believe that life gives only one opportunity, and this is the opportunity. What we are talking about for all the budding family business entrepreneurs to grab onto this opportunity of where they will be really able to differentiate from being a normal business person to somebody who can really create a value statement for the entire generations to come forward. And the key catalyst in making this process is all these esteemed people who are here, who are ready to take on the efforts to ensure that we are able to transform and drive and help you achieve your goals. So essentially, a little bit about me. I've got over 25 years of experience, and I've been very fortunate in my life to not only work with large corporates, MNCs like Mahindra and Mahindra, HCL, Raymond, but also very closely with family-run businesses. I worked with People Combine, an organization which was a startup, and eventually grew up to a very big size company. This is in the K-12 education space. So the additional advantage is I come from an education background also. And in this particular journey, what I would like to emphasize is that within a span of 5 years, we were able to scale up to almost 5x of the revenues, 2x of the profits, and more than all of this, what I personally have a lot of value and treasure for is something. There is an indicator called as Great Place to Work in India, and this is across industries, across organizations, which is conducted by Great Place to Work Institute. And I'm very happy to say that we started at rank 110, and in 5 years we moved from 90, 85, 54, 21 to rank 15 across industries and organizations. So imagine that for a family run business to be able to achieve such kind of huge milestones is because they believed in people like us who were able to bring about a huge culture transformation. And this is the aspect that I want to stress on, that where I can add a lot of value to the various organizations in terms of how they can define and align the culture towards a superior performance driven, and be able to channelize all their efforts. And naturally, you must have guessed my background. Yes, last 12 and a half years, I've been working in HR stream. Prior to that, I've worked in various business roles. I started my career from manufacturing and shop floor, and then that's how I built up my career into HR space. So that's a little bit about me, Professor Yatish. Over to you.
And also just I want to know, I want to know that what you can bring on the table when you will be teaching to the students. So what impact you can create on them, so that they can, when they go back to the society or community, they can,
Absolutely.
what they can do there, like.
Absolutely. I mean, as a startup, I'll tell you, I've worked now as an independent consulting. I've been working with few startups, and generally the whole idea is the people bracket or the HR function itself, is somewhere not in the radar or comes later. The first focus is more towards the product, more towards finance, and more of sales and marketing. But let me tell you, where I can add value and something that makes an organization stay for a longer period time is defining the HR and understanding the HR space right from beginning, from day one. In terms of various policies, processes that need to be put in place from a sustainable growth point of view. And I've seen a lot of startups after 3 4 years, when they were about 50 employees and suddenly they become 500 employees, 1,000 employees, they are into huge problems. And this is where it is important for each one of the students to understand the importance of human resource management as a function, and be able to build it right from the beginning and give it an equal importance as much as they give to finance, or they give it to sales and marketing, or to the product development. And I, being an executive coach, a CII business excellence auditor, as well as a certified 7 habits situational leadership person, I can add a lot of value to these young budding entrepreneurs in terms of shaping their human resources.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now further, I would like to speak to Professor Prabal. Good morning.
Thank you, Yatish, at least for giving us this opportunity to get together, make a beginning together. So let me start off with a short introduction of myself. Uh, I'm basically an engineer by profession. I've been in this profession as an engineer and in IT for the last 35 plus years. Of course, the entire experience is in the IT industry, but of course, spread across all sorts of industries and sectors in which you can name off, right? I've mostly worked in MNCs. My large stint was with IBM for 25 years. Before that, I worked with companies like Fujitsu, ICL, etc. However, for this purpose and this session, the last 10, 15 years that I've spent in various leadership roles in workforce management is what I bring to the table, right? And also, currently, I'm a senior strategy consultant with the Global Workforce Management Forum, right? So that's my core experience that I want to bring to the table. To give a short introduction on workforce management, of course, all of you senior people are well aware of, but to the outside world, people know HR as a function more than workforce management. However, just to elaborate, HR is only a part of it, which takes care of mostly, the people welfare, people aspect of the workforce management. But if you encompass the entire business point of view into people, then that's what workforce management comes in, right? And they go hand in hand. Uh, if the workforce helps the business grow, the business will feedback and help the workforce grow, right? So that's how it works in short. And in today's business, of course, workforce management has come up in a very, very significant way uh, in today's environment, right? It helps any or all companies to prepare the future challenges with respect to having your workforce ahead of others, with respect to achieving whatever their goals, targets, in terms of cost management, productivity. You have to stand out, especially in terms of helping them reskill. In today's environment, reskilling has become very significant because you need to enhance your skill every other day. It's not like in the past where you have a core skill and you sort of work on it and grow. Today the skill requirement is changing every day, and unless sort of you reskill yourself and sort of focus on building your skills and abilities, your ability to grow is not that much, right? And that's where I think this online education will help the today's workforce and working community in terms of giving them an opportunity to continue to work, as well as give them an opportunity to skill up, right, in whatever field they are, or in case if they're looking for a career where they want to move into some other area, etc. So that's where the workforce management comes in, and it's very, very important both to the business and to the workforce as an individual. Um, for this purpose and in this session, I would like to highlight that even in workforce management, we will be able to have curriculums which will bring out real life scenarios pertaining to what the students are doing. They can also have case studies relevant to what they do or what they understand best, right? And we will also give them an opportunity to give them a view of what others are doing in adjacent business areas, etc., so that when they grow, they can grow into the adjacent areas and take on larger roles, etc. Right. So at least for the young entrepreneurs and business leaders, this sort of education will give them a very quick, easy, and convenient opportunity, right, to sort of get further educated, get the right skills, move forward in their business, and sort of there are no limits that we can set on this, right? So it's up to them to plan their education as per their career or ambitions, and grow from there. So I think for today, that's what I wanted to highlight, Yatish. Anything else you think we need to bring out here?
It's okay. Thank you for your insights and your introduction. Now,
Thank
further,
you.
yeah. Now, further, I would like to invite Dr. Mahesh Ranade to speak about his experiences and research done, as well as contribution in industry as well as in academic area.
Yeah, thank you, Ritesh. Uh, so, just a 30-second introduction as to what helps me bring to the table what I will. Is that I've spent 30 years in industry, both very large, among the largest companies in India I have worked for, and very small, actually family oriented companies. I have worked for this entire spectrum. My corporate career of 30 years started out as a sales professional, and quickly rose through the ranks and ended up being the CEO of an organization which employed 1,200 people across India. Uh, I have held positions with Reliance, with Airtel, with ICICI Mutual Fund, etc. A large portion of my career was spent in customer operations and service delivery, and in heading large cross-functional, multilingual, multi-locational teams. Uh, One thing that I was very fortunate to be able to experience is leading very large teams of very young people, people in their teens or in their early 20s and so on. At one time, I had about a team of 3,000 people, of which the average age was 22, and they came from 16 languages, uh, and of course multicultural backgrounds. Why I'm mentioning this is because running today's business is all about managing people and managing multicultural teams and tastes and likes and predispositions. Uh, After 30 years in industry, I came into education. I started teaching. I've taught at various colleges, including Symbiosis and SPGen, etc. Typically, the subjects that I have been teaching are marketing or related subjects, HR related subjects, strategic management, and communications management, because it's extremely important. I agree with a couple of other faculties who spoke before me that, especially because our programs are targeting or are geared towards family-owned businesses and entrepreneurs. Managing people is very critical, and managing markets. If you can manage these two things, and of course making money available and its prudent use, that's what makes any enterprise tick. Uh, when I teach the youngsters, I also have been mentoring a startup for the last 3 years, and the startup has now reached a stage where they have 300 employees. I started mentoring them when they were a team of two people. Uh, Critically in marketing, whether you are selling technology or you are selling food, ultimately understanding customer psychology and how to reach that customer in the most efficient manner remains unchanged over hundreds of years. What I bring to the table is really discussing the real life challenges and situations that the students may have, or the executives or the working professionals that may have. Uh, Theoretical knowledge from the books is, of course, available to anyone. And in fact, these days, lot of knowledge is available on Google. You really don't need a faculty to get knowledge. I believe that management education is, you need a faculty not for knowing something, but you need a faculty to clarify what you know or what you have read but have found difficulty in understanding, or you find that what I have read in the book or somewhere on an online site or a resource, I'm not being able to apply it to my real life situation at work. And that's where you need the faculty. What I bring to the table, and some of the other faculties as well, is real life experience in industry of all kinds, large and small, and in various industries, and a theoretical grounding. So I think that is what. So my classes are all going to be about what happened with you at your work yesterday or today, and how could you have done it better. So let's kind of debate and discuss it. So that's one part. The other thing is that today's world is about, it's about managing youngsters. The average age of the workforce is reducing. There was a time when the average age of the workforce in India used to be 34 years. Today, the average age of India, and especially the modern businesses, is in its late teens. That's the average age of the workforce. And how do you manage this workforce, which is very ambitious? They are very productive, smart. They know probably as much about life as you do or I do. How do you manage these people who are smart, who are ambitious, who speak different languages? Their knowledge about things is as much as anybody else's because they are 24 by 7 connected. And that's a great skill. And I think that is again something which requires a lot of human management aspect. And I think that's something that I would be I would be happy doing, because that's what I have not only done in my corporate career, but even today as a mentor of the startup. And the subject that I have been teaching in colleges, that's something that I would do. Specific skills. Now, I agree with Professor Rajan, who said that, look, today a lot of entrepreneurial businesses, people who have just become entrepreneurs are aspiring to become entrepreneurs, as also those businesses which are family businesses, and some youngster in his 20s or 30s joins the family business. Uh, how to handle money is something which reading books doesn't teach you. That you require practical application and day to day on the ball approach. That's one. And specific skills. So, for example, we all know that there are lots of MBAs who cannot hold an audience, who cannot make an effective presentation. So, business communications is an extremely critical area, because you may be making communication to your employees, to your staff, you may be making communication to your bankers or your investors, you may be making communications to the government, you may be making communications to the community around you. Communication is a comprehensive area which, especially in today's times, which is multicultural and dynamic, can determine the success of a manager. That's another area which is very close to my heart, and it's extremely relevant, and is what I would bring to the table. So, the sum and substance is that, really speaking, online education, especially where a faculty is available to a student, the differentiator here is that you can talk to me or talk to the rest of the other faculties here about your real life case studies, and not really the case studies which are published by Harvard Business School, because they may not be relevant to your business. And I think that discussing that real life situation and relating it to the management practices is something that I would be very happy doing, and I think that would be one of the things that I would be bringing to the table. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Mahesh. Now, further, I would like to invite Professor Bipin Kumar Shah to talk about his experiences and education background, and what he brings on the table, and how he can create a value in student's life, and where he can go and go back to his to his business and create some value. So, Professor Bipin Kumar.
Pranams, pranams to everyone. Uh, I have nearly 42 years of experience working for oil major in India, Bharat Petroleum. And one of the philosophies what we practiced in the company was people above oil, means people above business. And as our principal, Shell used to always tell invest in people. I think Professor Prabal, Professor Rajiv Chari, Dr. Mahesh ji has clearly mentioned that you have to invest in people if you want to be successful in the business. My 42-year experience encompasses, I started my career in materials management, put at 20 years of handling various procurement activities, both national, international, and local. So that is what I am going to bring to table. What is public procurement policy, which is bought by Government of India for MSMEs and family entrepreneurs, and retailing, of course, petrol retailing, but I can connect it with the retailing chains like merchandising management, brand management to a greater extent, how to manage a brand, how to develop a brand, and more so corporate governance, what is the basic rules for any business, and RTI Act, how the RTI Act best can be used for your business within India. I was a ex CPIO for BPCL, Central Public Information Officer. So what is the information entrepreneur or a startup can get from the government regarding some schemes where they are stuck up, how to get the information, how to interact, and of course Dr. Maheshji has very well mentioned communication is the key area in any business. In any business, that is what I have learned. Being a corporate coach within the company and teaching students and mentoring them, I have nearly 19 projects, which is done with the help of various subordinates in the process development. Meaning, if something is happening in the company, a newcomer, fresher comes to know immediately what is going wrong, what is the improvement to be brought. So those 19 projects are still with me in my mind. which can be shared as a case study which is based in India. And of course, my real life case studies on ethics, corporate governance, on frauds will be the part of the table where I would like to share with the students. And of course, what I feel basically what we are going to teach to the students, learning from the esteemed faculty, is ethical management of your business. Like great organizations like Tata's, Infosys, Reliance, they have grown ethically in their business. So it's our duty to teach the ethics to the youngsters who are joining the business today. I've done my MBA from University of Wales, specialization in international business. Currently, I'm doing my doctorate, and my area of research is I'm writing my dissertation, that is thesis, from fossil fuel to e-vehicles, which is a current reality and a burning issue not only for India, for the entire universe. So this is where, and finally, what I would like to say without taking much time, of course, in corporate governance, I would like to add one more thing. It is patent and trademarks for your business. If you're inventing something new, how to safeguard your product, your services, what are the loopholes if you don't if you are done a patent, what are the loopholes where your competitors can take over from your business or a product? That case studies also can be discussed. And finally, to the students and the budding entrepreneurs who are there to join this online learning, I would just like to share adage from our father of the nation: be the change you want to be. And finally, how it helps. I myself, I am doing my doctorate through online program for last 3 years, and what I found, it is to be much more advantageous because the classes are, though virtual, are interactive. And from these classes and from my group, we have made very good friends where we exchange the notes. And as Dr. Rajan has told, there are a lot of tools available where some of my colleagues were caught doing plagiarism. So that sword is always there on the student's head. If I try to do copy paste, yes, there are a lot of things available. Copy paste, do it, submit your assignment in the last minute. But the people were caught. Not only my during my doctorate days, my MBA days also as well. So that is what I would like to tell students. Don't do any copy paste. Try to do something on your own. And as Dr. Mahesh ji has told, you must be encountering some real life situations in your business, family business or startups. Try to share those case studies. It will become a learning point and a starting point for each and every one of us. With that, I thank my esteemed faculties who are much more knowledgeable than me. So I am also looking to learn from them. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir, Professor Vipin Kumar. Now, just Professor Evgen is not available because some connection problem because he is staying in Russia and this software pertains to Ukraine. So, because of the conflict. So, let me wrap up the session and sum up and talk. We talk about some points like summary. I will just speak up about a summary of this. Advantages of online learning. We I think so. We spoke about flexibility, where students can learn as per the time available to them and go at their pace. Secondly, reduce cost. Reduce cost because doing traditional learning and doing online learning is different, and it doing online learning you always save the money. And the third point is more free time. You have more free time to learn and more free time to spend with time with your family as well as as well as network with your friends. Then it also in online learning, if you have time, then it also increases course variety, where you can visit our website and go for another course. And career advancement opportunity is also available to the people who are working and would like to advance their knowledge for promotion or some in business area. They can go for this kind of subjects and join the course. Then it also increase collaboration with your students when you are doing online course, because we have groups where in the group you can participate, collaborate, and talk to them and understand if you have any kind of difficulties in the subject area. Also, in collaboration, faculties are available with you where they can mentor you and solve your queries, as well as Next is personalized education is also available. Since you are doing online course, so if you have any doubts, faculties are available to talk to you one to one and solve your queries. And next one topic is enhanced time management skills. During the course program, you will be getting an assignment where you are given a stipulated time where you have to complete everything on specific time, which give you, it gives you to work on specific time and complete your assignments. So this will help you to do job on time. Then immediate feedback is also available when you do something. For example, you write an assignment or you give a test, you will be given the software. Since online program we are using software, so immediately you get the solution or result immediately, because not like traditional education, like for 1 week or delay by 1 or 2 weeks like. Then it also have repeat, and for example, if you miss the class, there is a repeated access to course material is available, so you can go and wherever you left the class, you can join from there, and you can continue the programs. Yeah, thank you. So I would like to thank you, my faculties, for joining me and giving they're talking about themselves and what they bring on the table, as well as the people who are watching, going to watch or watching or going to watch in future, they may look at this video and take some good insight from us. And I request them to, if they have any query to join our programs, they can visit our Kuril Founder B School website and view the course and send us query. Or if they have any query, they can send us to or call us. Detail given in the website. Thank you all.
Professor Yatish,
Thank
just
you
one
very
thing
much.
before we close. There is one Sumit Muzumdar who has posted two comments. So thanks, Sumit, for writing in. He has basically mentioned communication is really important and very interesting, renewable energy. I think he was referring to Professor Bipin Shah's, specialization. So, Sumit, thanks for writing in, and do please spread the word in your community and network. And if you have any such queries, you are most welcome to approach the KBFS website.
I have one point. Sorry, I missed. I was awestruck with my co-faculties. I have
Yeah,
missed.
yeah.
I have an expertise in supply chain management as well. So that area also we can touch upon if the course permits. So okay.
Sure, sure,
Thank
sure.
you very
Thank you.
much, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Wish
Thank you
you
very
thank
have
much.
you,
a nice
thank you
day.
so much. Thank you for
Thank
thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.
you. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Yatish
Thank
Thanks
you.
and
ji.
best of luck to everyone.